Hey, it's Drybear. And today brings sad tidings as we got the official news from Rockstar that Grand Theft Auto 6 has been delayed until next year. The official release date is May 26th, 2026 next year, and they put out an official statement apologizing for the situation and explaining what's going on. So this is the official post that they put out just hours ago. Grand Theft Auto 6 is now coming May 26th, 2026. Hello, Grand Theft Auto is now set to release on May 26th next year. We are very sorry that this is later than expected, which is interesting because they kind of insinuated, at least in January, it's about 4 or 5 months ago, that it was definitely coming out in 2025. I didn't think it was going to happen. There are a lot of people that were doubtful, but people that were very hopeful, and hopeful this isn't too much of a crushing news blow to you if you've been waiting for GTA 6. The interest and excitement surrounding a new Grand Theft Auto has been truly humbling for our entire team. In fact, this has been the most anticipated game for years now, as GTA 5 came out over a decade ago. They've done, remasters, they've done enhanced editions, they have Grand Theft Auto Online. It also sparked a lot of the GTA RP communities as well. We want to thank you for the support and your patience as we work to finish the game. With every game we have released, the goal has always been to try and exceed your expectations, and GTA 6 is no exception. And it does look very good. I think hopefully if they can work in the things they've learned with GTA 5 Remastered and everything over the last couple of years, at least, of trying to resell GTA 5 to people again, and also just the GTA RP community and all the people playing GTA 5 in their own ways, we hope you understand that we need this extra time to deliver at the level of quality you expect and deserve. We look forward to sharing more information with you soon. So 2 things here. The first is, a bad game released too early is bad forever. A game that they work on, as long as the quality is there when it finally comes out, it's totally worth it. So I think this is the right approach to do it. It's unfortunate, but it's better than rushing it out and having like a Cyberpunk 2077 situation where it's heavily anticipated and everyone gets blindsided on release by a game that wasn't ready to come out. And then we look forward to sharing more information with you soon. This one I didn't expect as a line in their post, but it sounds like in the next couple months, we might be getting the second trailer for GTA 6 showing off more of the game, or maybe we'll get more of a deep dive or a gameplay preview that isn't just random. There's just so many fake trailers out there, random AI trailers out there, a lot of people trying to capitalize on the hype of GTA 6, but Rockstar themselves have been rather stingy with the showing off of the game, and hopefully with this delay, they'll show more. And there's been so many discussions around GTA 6, where it sits, what the expectations are going forward, and what we can look forward to in the game itself once it finally comes out. I think there's tons of people that like the core game experience of Grand Theft Auto, but personally, it is my opinion that if it was just a campaign game by itself with no other options or support, it really wouldn't be as big as it is now. It's the community around Grand Theft Auto and all the mods and all the changes and the RP community that brings it to life. GTA Online, all of these different aspects that it becomes not just a campaign style game, but an actual sandbox that people can jump in and play in. And because it's so real world adjacent, it's built in real areas, it's built in, life imitates art, art imitates life, that kind of thing. Because it's so relatable, you can create your own experiences. I mean, there are people that have, real relationships in Grand Theft Auto roleplay. There are people that have, made their own mods. Chaos mod for Grand Theft Auto is hilarious. And there's all these different kinds of things coming out. You can see even the trailer says 2025, so all that gets moved forward. And I think, just like many other companies that are really relying on the remaster, remake, redo, do-over kind of style of publishing and game development right now, I think GTA 5, the enhanced edition did great. There's so many ways to make GTA 5 look awesome. And because of that, because of the time that has been built up going into GTA 6, the expectations are so unbelievably high that, again, we don't want a situation where the game comes out and it's incredibly buggy or doesn't have the features that are there. But that being said, going from fall 2025 to May 2026, that is a very substantial delay. That's not a small, like, hey, we need 2 more weeks or we need another round of QA before we push this live. That's a significant amount of time that either they're trying to fix a major problem with the core game, at least on maybe one of the platforms or console or something, or they are actually increasing the scope. They're trying to add new features or new expansions to the game that they just want to have on launch versus not. Next, I want to talk about this kind of idea around game pricing. Because GTA 6 is so heavily anticipated right now, there has been many conversations around what price GTA 6 will have, and there's also conversations from other developers saying that they're waiting for GTA 6 to come out so they can set a higher price for the gaming industry as a whole. For example, you have Apillion's Matthew Ball, who put out a report over the consumer spending on gaming, and there have been many reports going over the inflation pricing and how pretty much every product besides video games has gone up significantly in pricing over the last 20 to 30 years, whereas gaming has stayed relatively the same, despite having crazy amounts of like more content, more advancements, better technology, better techniques to make these really, really strong. So we've kind of seen this grow over time where, yes, games, you know, were $40 to $60. Now we're seeing $60 to $80. And there's been a lot of discussion around whether we can set a new standard for like 80 to 100 or 90 to 110 for these kinds of titles. And it opens up a whole can of worms for not only the gaming industry as a whole, but also just the enforcement of gaming development practices. I can also leave a link to Apillion's video / PDF report on the you know, it's the start of the year. It's going over the history of the industry and pricing and things like that. It is a very good read or listen, depending on what you're looking for, and does kind of factor into this conversation quite dramatically. And it's not like the desire to increase revenue and increase sales prices for games is unfounded, as not only are we seeing constant layoffs, studios being shut down, and operating losses increasing as the price of making games goes up. The technology becomes more and more expensive, and also the amount of advancements in technology kind of make the player base on all platforms more expecting of higher quality, which means that, you know, if you made a game in like the old Voodoo style development from like the late 90s, early 2000s, you know, unless you're like a super indie developer like Schedule One, Lethal Company, Minecraft, it's just not going to fly. People want high quality, high technology releases, which requires a lot of effort, time, planning, production, as well as just money, overall expenditures in making these games better. And throughout the year, we've had discussions about the cost of making games and the price of selling them and the value of the games once they're released. And a lot of people have mentioned, you know, Larian's lead producer and production department focusing on that, saying everyone is just waiting for GTA 6 to raise the bar so that it's okay for everyone else to raise the price as well. But my main concern with this overall, and it might be worth breaking out into a separate video, is I don't think that the gaming industry is currently under enough regulation to be able to allow for just any game to raise their price dramatically. Because realistically, again, you can get Schedule One for $20, you can get Hollow Knight for $10, you can get all of these amazing games that are definitely worth your time for a small fee. Even Claire Obscure Expedition 33 is under $50 or $50 at full retail. A lot of these games don't deserve to be $100, $110, $120 at base. And a lot of times they only earned that right once they've been out for years and they've done tons of patching and live service updates and changes to the game. Because realistically, I don't want to pay $60 for a Biomutant. I don't want to pay $80 for a Cyberpunk 2077 release before the Phantom Liberty expansion. And a lot of these games just end up just shooting out games that are not ready for release, that are not ready for consumers to get their hands on them. And I think that looking to GTA 6 to price things properly is kind of a losing battle. Now, would people be willing to pay for a game that is worth its weight? Yes, absolutely. And I think that's very much true. I mean, if people, you know, if they had like an edition of like Baldur's Gate 3 or Claire Obscure that was much more expensive, people buy it. And it's very obvious that people are willing to spend money on microtransactions, to spend money on season season passes, to spend money on battle passes. And for the longest time, as inflation has gone up for the world of gaming in general, many people have started to move their extra expenditures into microtransactions, which has its own connotations in and of itself, but it's where developers can help, keep the bills paid while they develop these games at increasingly higher values. But my concern is that using GTA 6 as a benchmark is going to cause a lot of problems in the industry that isn't putting the right pressure. It's like putting the pressure on the economy or on the user or on the people buying the games rather than putting the pressure on the developers themselves to actually make a game that is A, worth that value, that price hike, and B, functional and excellent on launch, right? There's so many times where a game is, it's released 6 months before it's ready, and then they put out a whole bunch of hot fixes and patches to the point where a lot of people have lost faith in the pricing structure in games being valuable. And we're also just in a culture now where a lot of people wait for sales. They wait for these crazy one-off, like 80% off publisher sales, Steam summer sale, the, different platforms like GOG or even the Amazon games publisher, like having sales like that, because realistically, you just don't know if you're going to get a good game or not if you pay full price for it. And some people just don't have the extra funds or disposable income to do that. But as always, let me know what you think about the delay to May 26th next year for GTA 6, if this affects you at all, if you're looking forward to GTA 6, and how you feel about the conversation around pricing, the increase of price for games, and whether it's something that'll be good or bad for both the developers and also the gamers simultaneously, not just one or the other in that whole equation.
If you found value in today's video, leave a like down below, leave a comment for the algorithm to help this video get seen by more people, and don't forget to check out my other channels for other content and other stuff and other things.